place where you can go, where there's no one to tell you yes or no. If you just look into your heart, you will find there. That's the place to start. If you take a step and take another again, you'll find a better place to land. I know that it can be there someday. You've been waiting for. I know this life can be that one life you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Oh, 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 oh. Today could be the day. Oh, 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 today could be the day.
4.
Every time she hits her stride
Here I come.
and is ready to chase it again. Every time we hear the bell and know a child is cancer-free. Every time his heart beats stronger and he scores the winning goal. With more than 35 pediatric subspecialties, East Tennessee Children's Hospital is here every time it matters most.
It's time for Wake Up with Witcher. Here's meteorologist Mike Witcher from the East Tennessee Weather Center.
Well, good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Sure hope you have a great day. It's hump day, my friends. That does not change anything, even though we are talking about a major winter storm across the entire southern part of the U.S. as we round out the week and head into the weekend. I do have the latest information here this morning and some of my latest thinking. And yes, for you snow lovers, I still do not have snowfall totals. And I will explain 100% the reason why, because, well, we're talking about a very mixed bag of precipitation. Before we get to work with all of that, we've got a lot of folks joining us. Don't forget to download the East Tennessee Weather app. If you don't have that, I will throw a link into the chat as we speak, and you'll be able to track this storm, all your daily weather updates, not just this storm, but every single day. It's all weather all the time for us here in East Tennessee. I just threw the link into the chat itself, so make sure you click on that link. If you have Android or iPhone, it takes you to the correct app store. So download the app, and I'll keep you posted on how this all plays out. Let's go ahead and take you outside and show you a live view from KMNV, Monroe County Airport. What a beautiful sunrise this morning, but we do have an inversion taking place, and that means the lower elevations are colder than, say, the Cumberland Plateau or even the foothills and the mountains. All right, I know a lot of folks need to get off to work here this morning. Maybe you're heading off to the grocery store. My wife's going to be heading off to the grocery store this morning to go grab some stuff to make some soup this weekend. We need soup, not bread, eggs, and milk. All right, here are your weather headlines. Increasing high clouds later on today. It's going to be much warmer. Today's actually going to be a really nice day. Tomorrow's going to be a great day as well. But tonight into tomorrow, a weak little wave swings its way on through. That's going to produce some light rain showers. So we may have some of those by sundown tonight and maybe for the evening rush hour for some of you. But of course, all eyes on our Friday through Sunday forecast as a major winter storm moves its way across much of the southern U.S. And that does include us here in East Tennessee. Now, for us here locally and really around the region as well, all modes of precipitation are still on the table. And that's why I'm not able to give you a clear, concise snowfall forecast. And I'm going to walk you through a bunch of information to help explain why I'm saying what I'm saying. So let's move right along. Let's start off with temperatures this morning. You'll clearly see that we have an inversion. Now, it is 27 degrees warmer in Fentress County, but when you look at the numbers, it's not so warm this morning. We've got temperatures right now in Fentress County of 30, but the lower elevations, you can see that inversion where the Cumberland Mountains are, the plateau. This gives you a clear idea of the classic horseshoe that we talk about here in East Tennessee. Now, this is not a classic horseshoe event that we're talking about, but we could see a little bit more snow across those elevated areas. We're in the teens and 20s here across the lower elevations here to get the day started. All right, so your forecast by lunchtime, we're going to see those temperatures climbing to the upper 40s. Kids heading home from school, we're going to be in the upper 40s to low 50s. So really, again, it is going to be a fantastic day. So hopefully you have a chance to get out and enjoy that. All right, here comes our weak little wave overnight tonight as a cold front swings on through. Can't bypass this and just go straight to the weekend. We do have a little system swinging on through that is going to bring us a little bit of rain. Here's 7 o'clock tonight. So again, as we get into the evening rush hour, we could have some light rain showers. Now, the atmosphere is really dry in the low level, so it's going to take a while to saturate the atmosphere up to actually produce that precipitation at the surface, but it's going to happen through the overnight hours. So when you look at your rainfall forecast, it's fairly lackluster. Less than 1/10 of an inch of rain in a lot of locations, maybe pushing close to 1/4 of an inch of rain across the central and northern Cumberland Plateau, Scott, Fentress, and also Cumberland County. Snowfall, fairly lackluster. We may squeeze out a little bit of light snow across the highest peaks of the Smokies. All right, I know this is why you tuned in. We got a lot of folks tuning in here this morning, so thank you so much. Please like and share this broadcast if you don't mind. It not only helps for community awareness, it helps the platform as well. If you like everything I'm doing here with East Tennessee weather, a lot of you have found me recently due to the impending snowstorm, so thank you. And again, download the app. I'm also on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and YouTube. So by the way, you can put East Tennessee weather up on your big screen, the TVs, those smart TVs in your home, so you can watch on the big screen and you don't have to watch on your little tiny cell phone all the time. All right, so through the day on Friday, we're going to see increasing clouds. And that blue line that you see on the map is your generalized rain-snow line. Okay, that gives us as meteorologists a good idea of, okay, where's the snow going to fall? Where's the rain going to fall, right? But it goes above and beyond that because you have to come down into the atmosphere. That just gives you the general idea of the column of air. But when you start coming down into the lower elevations, we have different layers that we have to pay attention to. And those different layers are what's going to be responsible for freezing rain, sleet, or even just rain. All right, so through the day on Friday, we're going to see increasing clouds. By sundown, we're likely to be rain-free, snow-free, but the storm's going to quickly move in late Friday into early Saturday. And just realize, too, that it is only Wednesday morning. And if you used to watch us watch me on the local TV broadcast, we do have Ed Rupp coming up, by the way. He does join my broadcast every Wednesday. But I want to point out, notice the pink showing up, okay? That's going to be a mixed bag of sleet, freezing rain, and maybe even some snow mixed in. Notice that little warm air starting to push its way northward. And if you've been looking all over social media, you see the European, you see the GFS, you see the ensembles. Well, the latest European model is actually depicting very much so what I'm going to show you. The GFS is still showing a lot of snow. And if you stick with me towards the end of the broadcast, I'll highlight some of those snowfall totals that some of the models are picking up on. All right, so Saturday morning, we're likely to have some snow, maybe a mixed precip bag. But how strong is that warm layer of air? That's the big question. If you have a very deep layer of warm air, you get complete melting. And maybe if the ground at your location is at or below freezing, maybe some freezing rain. Or if it's a little bit more shallow, you get some melting, then you turn it into sleet as it falls through another cold layer in the lower elevations. So again, freezing rain, sleet is on the table, but also can't rule out if this warm air is thicker, maybe we actually even see some rain showers out of this whole system. As you can clearly see, late through the day on Sunday, before it all winds down, moves off to our east, and we'll probably see some snow showers on the backside. So forecast rainfall with this, we have a water-loaded atmosphere heading our way, okay? You got to realize this is moisture coming in out of the south. And so, yeah, we are likely to get some sort of rainfall. Now, this is just model guidance right here to give you an idea, because I'm trying to paint a picture here for you. So we are likely to get some rain showers out of this, but when you look at the total precipitation, rain, sleet, freezing rain, and snow, how much moisture could we possibly precipitate out of the atmosphere? That's that total liquid precipitation, QPF, quantitative precipitation forecast. And this is a doozy, my friends. This is much needed rain. We are in a drought here in East Tennessee. And so this is very beneficial moisture, no matter what kind of precipitation we actually see. So let me break it down. This is just one model guidance. Again, this is my in-house 15-kilometer, and look at your snowfall forecast. It has been pushed further to the north. I'm not done yet, so don't leave yet. All right, now let's switch over to the freezing rain forecast. Okay, this is also painting a picture and coincides with that warm layer and the cold surface because forecast high temperatures on Saturday are probably going to be hovering right around freezing or slightly below in some locations. And if that takes shape, that's where our freezing rain event happens. So maybe we turn this into more of a freezing rain event rather than a big time snow event. But as I mentioned, depending on how warm that warm layer is above the surface, depends if it's freezing rain and or sleet. Sleet is those little ice pellets that are coming out of the sky, right? Because what happens is it's falling as snow, it comes through a warm layer, and then it goes through a little bit of a deeper cold layer right at the surface. And so that also is dependent. How deep is that cold layer right at the surface depends if this is just freezing rain and or if it turns back over to sleet and refreezes as it falls out of the atmosphere. Like I said, this is a very dynamic, ever-changing forecast, and it's not clear and concise. I wish I could be a little bit more clear and concise. All right, let me paint a different picture here for you because I just want to piece it all together for you and give you a reason why I haven't issued these forecast snowfall totals yet. What you're looking at is upper air temperatures combined with the radar. So this is 850 millibars, about 5,000 feet in elevation. This gives us a good idea of that warm nose that I'm talking about. And if you were with us about 2 years ago, when we had that snow event here in East Tennessee where places like Knoxville, Union County, Anderson County got just dumped on, and the mountains saw that warm nose creeping up the foothills, and they didn't get anything at all until the whole storm system wound down and moved its way on out on the backside. That's kind of like what's going to be happening. So again, upper air temperatures by Friday evening are going to be below freezing in most locations. But watch as we head into Saturday morning. Look at those upper air temperatures. Across the Tennessee-Kentucky border, we're going to be below freezing. You start to come southward, Sweetwater, Athens, Cleveland, Chattanooga, upper air temperatures could be much warmer, an inversion, if you will. So that's that warm nose I'm talking about. If that takes place, we turn this into a freezing rain and sleet event more than a snow event. And let me just throw this out there because it is going to be incredibly cold. Freezing rain and sleet can cause even more of a mess than just a snowfall forecast. Even Saturday evening, look at the warm nose. Upper air temperatures could be trending above freezing. And if that's the case, and how warm we actually get and what the surface looks like, maybe we get some rain to mix in as we get into our Sunday before everything kind of winds down and moves its way on out. As I mentioned, this is just one model depiction. I can't possibly show you everything, but I'm going to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. All right, so winter weather possibilities, late Friday through the day on Sunday. I think if you live north of Interstate 40, you have a better chance of it being more snow or getting more accumulating snow. I think if you live across the Tennessee-Kentucky border, the higher elevations of the so-called classic horseshoe, I think you have a better chance of this potentially being an all-snow event, or at least mostly snow. Now, the area shaded in orange, we could start off as snow, switch over to sleet and or freezing rain, and then back to snow on the backside of that. It's also going to cause some travel troubles, right? And then if you live basically closer to Chattanooga, maybe some light snow to sleet, freezing rain, maybe to some snow on the backside as it all winds down and moves its way on out. So it is a mess. It is going to be a mess all weekend long. So impacts from the storm, late Friday through Sunday. Snow, high, heavy snow for some. Snowfall totals, TBD. Okay? Sleet, high, heavy sleet, icy roads are possible. Freezing rain, medium, mainly across the Southern Valley, but can't rule it out across the Central Valley as well. I think if you live south of Interstate 40, you have a better chance for sleet and freezing rain. But travel impacts are going to be high to extreme, not just here locally, but across the entire region, all the way from Texas to Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, North and South Carolina, and then, of course, across the Mid-Atlantic and the East Coast. So icy and snow-packed roads are going to be likely with whatever kind of precipitation we end up seeing out of this whole system. Now, if it turns into an all-rain event, it melts everything, and then we don't have the ice, but we potentially could still have a very icy conditions, and here's the reason why. Look at our temperatures. We're going to be above average today and tomorrow. We're going to have highs in the 50s. Friday, we're down into the 40s, and then over the weekend, we're going to be hovering right at or just slightly below freezing with morning low temperatures in the 20s. And then next week, Monday and Tuesday, highs potentially will be in the 30s, but lows in the single digits and teens. So no matter what falls, even if it turned into an all-rain event, look at our morning low temperatures come Monday, Tuesday. This is not going to go anywhere. So we're likely to have school cancellations, I would imagine, on Monday, maybe even into Tuesday in some locations. So that's the general rule of thumb of what we're talking about for the forecast. But I want to continue to go above and beyond that because I want to give you an idea. I want to paint a picture for you. We're going to take you to the American model. This is at this point of the game, this is the outlier because this is painting a huge snowfall forecast still. And if you have some of these weather apps across the country, you're still seeing that it's painting maybe even over a foot of snow. Is that off the table? Absolutely not. It's not off the table. But a lot of times these warm noses kind of really ruin the entire snowfall forecast. I've been forecasting here for almost 25 years. I've seen it time and time and time again. So that's the GFS American model painting a very snowy picture through the entire weekend. Let me show you let's see, what other model do I have next? This would be the 15-kilometer in-house model resolution. It's actually based on the GFS, and then it's got its own model input and outputs, and so it's got the snowfall shifting way further to the north. Let me show you the National Weather Service blend of models. So this gives us a good idea that I think north of Interstate 40, we have our greatest snowfall potential. South of Interstate 40, we likely have less of a snowfall potential. So we've got a lot of folks joining us this morning. I'm going to throw the chat up there so you can all see what's going on. Let's try to answer as many questions as we possibly can this morning. I cannot possibly answer every question. I know you've been all over my social media, Zach. I appreciate you, man. I really do, but you could probably just tone it down a little bit. Everybody's got their own opinion. I get it. And this is my personal opinion. As a forecaster, forecasting weather is not an exact science. I wish it were. I've said this a million times. Being a news anchor is the easiest job in the world. You're reporting the past. If I could go through this event and then kind of just report on the past, that'd be easy. But we're not. We're trying to forecast something that just hasn't even happened yet. And you're talking about an atmosphere that is just massive. And one little nuance can change the forecast drastically. And you got to realize that we're only as good as the models being outputting the forecast. And so really bad information in is bad information out. Good information in is good information out. And let me just throw this out there as well, that the high resolution models are still not in play. The NAM high resolution model only goes out till Saturday morning. It does not even take into account an entire event. And same with the HRRR. And same with my 3-kilometer in-house model. So until I get all of this high resolution forecast modeling into the forecast and start to diagnose it, I can't be 100% certain. Well, I'm never going to be 100% certain. It's weather, right? But I can't be 100% certain on who's going to get the snow, who's going to get the freezing rain, who's going to get the sleet, and ultimately how much of any of that precipitation you're going to get. I am very confident that this is a water-loaded atmosphere and that, yes, we will get much-needed moisture. Either way you look at it, much-needed moisture here in East Tennessee as we continue to be in a drought. All right, let's go. I'm just going to start from the bottom. I can't possibly go to the top here. We've got a lot of folks joining us this morning. So you think the kids will go to school all next week? Maybe not Monday, Tuesday. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if I should fly out to Washington, D.C. tomorrow, return on Sunday. When will models update again? We get basically 4 model runs a day. So again, as we get through the morning, I'll have a little bit more data through as some of the high resolution models will go out a little bit further on Saturday. But again, it does not take into account any. So it won't be until tonight or tomorrow morning, really, to be honest with you, that I won't have a little bit of a better picture. So, but remember, it's only Wednesday. So we got all day today, Wednesday, Thursday, all day Friday. So we're still 3 days out before the storm even starts to move its way into our area. 3 days. We never give snowfall totals typically outside of 3 days. It's just irresponsible meteorology. But we're still 3, 4, and upwards of 5 days out from this entire system starting and winding down. And I'm trying to field as many questions as I possibly can on social media as well. Hate that there's a lot of naysayers out there. I'm sorry for those of you that are positive about this whole thing, but we will move right along and not worry about any of that. You don't even watch until Thursday night. Well, I'll have a lot more data tomorrow night. I'm not working. I'm working it and not sure what's really happening. And, listen, to be honest with you, nobody really understands exactly what's going to happen. Love that you want to be as accurate as possible. Thank you for that. You're welcome, Valerie. I want snow to play in. I know I want some snow too. Listen, I'm from Denver, Colorado. I want some snow as well. Let's see. Warm noses and horseshoes are buzzkill as far as the snow goes. That's true. We can still hope for snow. Thanks for the forecast, Mike. The haters lack common sense. All right. Let's keep it nice, right? Very much appreciate the educational approach you take explaining this to us. How you do your best to make the predictions. I'm trying my best, my friends. And again, we will continue. I can't possibly give you any specifics on any sort of area whatsoever. So we'll try our best. All right. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that, Ima. Let's see. Great job listening to your forecast. I appreciate that. Remember, I'm on radio stations all over East Tennessee as well. We have over 24 broadcasts of radio stations that I'm on. Let's see. I mean, that's the general idea, right? Let's just talk about the impacts of the system. I said this about 2 days ago. It's not necessarily a matter of how much or where and what really is going to happen. We know this is going to be an impactful storm system, unless it turns into an all-rain event, at which point it may be impactful due to some localized flooding for some crazy reason. That's not going to be the case. I mean, temperatures at the surface are cold, so it's either going to be freezing rain, sleet, and or snow, with maybe some rain showers across the Southern Valley if we get a little bit warm, a push of warmer air across the Southern Valley. Let's see. What's worse, snow or ice? Ice is way worse than snow. Ice you can't drive on. Snow you can drive on. So we don't need to end up with a freezing rain event, but that is likely going to happen across the area. And that's why I say around the entire region, we just can't possibly... I would really recommend just keeping travel minimal at best through our Saturday, through our Sunday, even Monday morning. Because whatever falls, it is definitely going to be, it could be an ice rink in some spots around East Tennessee and again around the region. I know a lot of folks are, traveling out and about. I know folks have to have travel plans, whether it be through the airlines or traveling. I will still say that Interstate 40, let's just go I-10, I-20, I-40, I-70, and maybe even parts of I-80 around the entire region. And of course, you got 75. You have Interstate 26. You have Interstate 24 around the state of Tennessee and I-65 as well. These are all going to be impacted interstate systems that, of course, the TDOT crews are going to be hard at work. And I've already talked to my buddies over at TDOT, and they are working very, very hard and diligently. And they'll be out getting the roads ready to go, of course, depending on the forecast. Because, again, brine doesn't do any good if it gets rain on top of it. And you realize if you've never been through a freezing rain event, it is literally just rain. But the cold surfaces that are sub-zero, sub-freezing anyways, 0 degrees Celsius, is where you get that flash freezing. So it is literally raining, and then it's freezing on contact. It is the craziest thing to ever experience. If you've never experienced an ice storm, it is mind-blowing how it all works out. But if we get a lot of sleet to fall, that can cause just as many issues because it can ice. It melts as you drive on it, and then we get the refreezing during the overnight hours. Again, this is going to be an impactful storm either way you look at it. I feel a lot less stressed now. Thanks, Mike. I started having 1993 flashback worries. This is not a 1993 storm. Yes, some of the models are still painting a pretty big picture of some snowfall. And yeah, I do really think that we will have some big time concerns across much of our region. Speaking of which, I hope we keep the power on. Here's the other side of the story. I would also plan accordingly as you start to progress through the week and into the upcoming weekend to get your plans ready. I would highly recommend that folks just kind of use some common courtesy, use some kindness as you go to the grocery stores. Get the things you need. You don't always need the bread, milk, and eggs. Make some soup, right? Or make other things. But just use some common courtesy while you're at the grocery store, not just for the patrons walking around the grocery store, but of course, the folks that work at the grocery store. They are just trying to do a job. Do not, treat them with kindness and respect is all I ask from you. And if we all start to slowly do this, we're not going to wait to the last minute, and you'll be able to potentially get the things that you need for the upcoming weekend. I would prepare for some power outages. I mean, if we get ice is very, very heavy. If we get freezing rain in an ice event, above and beyond anything else, ice is heavy. So it's going to sit on the power lines. It's going to start knocking power lines and trees down. Trees getting knocked down can knock down power lines. So you get the point that there potentially could be some power outages. It just really depends on how this all plays out. And if we get a wet, heavy snow as well. Due to the fact the way the atmosphere is playing out and how water loaded it is, I think that this snowfall will be a very wet, heavy snow. I think further north, up into Kentucky, it's going to be a much drier snow into the colder Arctic air. But the further south you are, the wetter, the heavier the snow, and the more potential you have for sleet and freezing rain. All right. Let's see what you all are saying again. I like snow. I just want everyone to be safe. That's all I want as well, my friend. I live here in this community as well as you do, so I have to contend with all the mess as much as you do. So I would just really just say, hey, listen, let's just stay off the roads as much as we can. I know a lot of folks have to work this weekend. For the teachers, it may not be the biggest snow event, but I still think that we could potentially have some school delays on Monday and Tuesday or cancellations. Also for the folks that need to work on it, police, fire. Let's just go any of the linemen that are going to be restoring power. How about nurses and doctors that have to go to the hospitals? I'm thinking about you. My wife's a nurse, and she has to work on Sunday. And so, that's a concern for my family as much as it may be for your family as well. So, like I said, we are in this together. We will get through this together, and we will move right along. But if you're new to the platform, well, and you saw me or remember me from the old TV days, Ed Rupp used to be a part of our lives every Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It's hump day. Let's say good morning to Ed, shall we?
Wait for him. Wait for him. Bam! Now we slide all the way downhill to the weekend. The kids can get ready for school, and Debbie can take her.
Oh, Debbie can take her shower. Happy hump day, everybody. And take a look at this beautiful view, a live view from one of the many East Tennessee weather cameras that are on the platform and that I have access to, that I've been setting up across all over East Tennessee. A gorgeous sunrise. And by the way, we do have a crew called Witcher Weather Watchers. They're storm spotters for me here in for East Tennessee weather. And if you're ever interested in becoming a storm spotter for A, the National Weather Service, and B, for East Tennessee weather, just hit me up, mike@easttnweather.com. I'll send you a virtual link to the National Weather Service. You can take that course, send me the certificate, and you can become part of a private group that really helps me navigate the weather. You are all boots on the ground when I'm in the studio during severe weather, winter weather, whatever it may be. There you go, Tara. Bam! Oh, how you've missed Ed. Well, some of you that have not been a part of the platform, I do broadcast 7 days a week, Monday through Friday at 7:30 in the morning, because I'm a family guy too, and I get my kids off to school or help get them off to school. Not this morning, though. I've been busy this morning. And then Saturday and Sunday, I broadcast live at 8 o'clock in the morning. And again, don't forget to download the East Tennessee Weather app. It's a free app, thanks to all the local sponsorships that really help keep this platform free for you and help to keep the lights on here at the Witcher household. What time in the evenings do you go live? As of right now, I don't go live in the evenings, Joe, just due to the fact that I've been doing this for almost 3 years by myself. But if I need to go live during either severe weather or inclement weather, I will be going live during the evening. And if you have the East Tennessee Weather app, I send push notifications to let folks know when I am live. Or if you follow me on YouTube, go to East Tennessee Weather on YouTube, and you'll get notifications when I upload new forecasts. You'll get new notifications when I'm live for any sort of inclement weather coverage. Let's see. Brandon subscribed and following. Brandon, I appreciate that. And if you like the platform, listen, may not be for everybody. I get it. But if you like the platform, I would appreciate you liking, sharing, and passing it along to your friends, family members, coworkers. And what the great thing is if you own a business, a restaurant, small business, if you have waiting rooms, and if you put East Tennessee Weather, the 24-hour channel, because I do run a 24-hour channel that's on YouTube, Roku TV, Amazon Fire all the time. And then when I'm live, I take over the broadcast. If you put that up in your establishment, whether it be YouTube, Roku TV, or Amazon Fire, let me know. Hit me up, mike@easttnweather.com. I will come out and highlight your business for supporting yet another local business, because I scratch your back, you scratch mine. That's how businesses work, and our communities are all built on local businesses. All right, part of the program now, we move right along to national holidays. If you want to stick around, I hope you do. If not, I hope you have a great Wednesday. Enjoy the sunshine and the warmer weather. But the show must go on, is what they say, and this is part of my broadcast that I do every single day. We also take a look at TDOT cameras every once in a while when there's traffic issues. So we'll start you off with those TDOT cameras here around East Tennessee. There are no traffic issues to speak of here this morning, which is great news to pass along, but we'll take a look at Interstate 40 right there at West Hills, and traffic is running smoothly so far this morning. All right, let's talk about your national holiday, shall we, my friends? Because this is what it's all about. We got to have a little bit of fun with life. Life is too short. It is January 21st. Can you believe January is, that means spring is that much closer for you spring lovers and waiting for spring and summer. So we're celebrating birthdays and events. If you have any birthdays, if you have any events going on, please let me know in the chat. Some help for the churches, please, she says. We are in Sweetwater, so miss lots of snow that hits north of us. Lots of churches need to make the call early for services. I've already talked to several folks about churches on Sunday. Listen, it's church. I would cancel the in-house congregations and do virtual church this weekend. That's just what I would say. Nobody needs to be on the roads to attend church. You can do it virtually. I'd rather everybody be safe than sorry. So if you're a church, I would just cancel services on Sunday and let's just call it a day. Or just wait until tomorrow or Friday as I have a better handle on the storm system. Then you can make a call, right? It's National Hyaluronic Acid Day. All right. It's National Granola Bar Day. I do love me some granola bars. It's Squirrel Appreciation Day. And it's National Hugging Day. If you're a hugger, if you see me in public, I'm a hugger. We've got some friends that are not huggers, and I hug them every time. Not everybody's a hugger, but I am definitely a hugger. All right, how about this weather history? In 1990, unseasonably warm weather prevailed across the state of Florida. 8 cities reported record high temperatures for the date, including places like West Palm Beach, reaching all the way up to 86 degrees. In 1989, cold and snow prevailed across the northeastern U.S. Up to 13 inches of snow was reported in parts of Vermont. In 1988, high pressure over the northern Nevada area and low pressure off the coast of the Southern California combined produced high winds. Those Santa Ana winds with places like San Francisco reaching winds gusting to 70 miles per hour. In 1987, low pressure over Minnesota produced high winds in the northern plains region. Winds gusted to 66 in Rapid City and 70 in Belfort, South Dakota. In 1985, and I'm not good at some of these names, so please forgive me. In 1985, 3 days of snow squalls in Buffalo, New York finally came to an end. The squalls induced by early, relatively warm water in Lake Erie produced 34 inches of snow at the International Airport. In 1982, the second of 2 major snowstorms hit southern Minnesota. They finally came to an end, producing over 20 inches of snow in just 24 hours. And in 1863, a severe coastal storm dropped heavy rain in Fredericksburg, Virginia. It disrupted a Union Army offensive in an ill-famed mud march. And let's talk about some world history. Today's daily quote. Thank you for sending me a copy of your book. I'll waste no time reading it. In 1990, MTV's Unplugged made its debut with Squeeze as its first performers. Any 90s people out there? In 1986, former Major League player Randy Bass became the highest paid baseball player in Japanese history. Bass signed a 3-year contract for $3.25 million. He played for the Hanshin Tigers. I don't know. In 1976, the French Concorde SST aircraft began regular commercial service for Air France and British Airways. In 1965, the Byrds recorded Mr. Tambourine Man. I love that song. In 1954, the Nautilus was launched in Groton, Connecticut. It was the first atomic-powered submarine. And again, I'm not great at these names. Let's move on, right? In 1853, Dr. Russell L. Haas patented the envelope folding machine. Cool stuff. And in 1789, W.H. Brown's Power of Sympathy was published. It was the first American novel to be published. All right, those are your national holidays. Let's take you back outside and show you what it looks like. Let's take you to Anderson County. This is one of the East Tennessee weather cameras that I'll be watching for snow in downtown Clinton. For you folks joining us from there, gorgeous sunrise, gorgeous sunshine taking shape here this morning. So beautiful weather to get the day started, albeit on the cold side. It's going to be nice. I am a hugger. Chris is not a hugger. I am a hugger. Good morning, Donna, joining us from Maynardville. And by the way, did you all know that I have a Maynardville camera too? This is a live look in downtown Maynardville, Union County. So again, I've got all these cameras to be able to track all of this weather, whether it be winter weather or even severe weather. Cheryl likes granola bars. I'm a hugger sometimes. Unpredictable. Have a great day, everybody. Happy 20th birthday to your nephew, Hunter. Happy birthday, Hunter. Love giving those birthday shout outs. And again, I'll update the forecast later on this evening as well. Now we move right along to Witcher's Pictures. If, again, you're new to the platform, we highlight everything. On the East Tennessee Weather app itself, you can actually upload photos that comes right to my weather computer, and I can share them. Things like this, Sunset in Lenore City by Christy Irving. This is a beautiful one. Nice little crescent moon. How about that? It's a cool shot. Got a great shot of Andrew. I saw him yesterday at the Sevierville Chamber of Commerce yesterday. We had our coffee talk meeting. And he ordered a couple East Tennessee Weather front license plates for his car. Big shout out to Andrew this morning. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we've had the Northern Lights taking shape over the last couple of days. They weren't great, but this is a really cool photo. And this is the kind of cool stuff that you can share with me on the app, especially during inclement weather. You can upload those photos of damaged trees, down power lines, fresh snow. But how about this really cool shot? This one's coming in from Dwayne Foister. He's a great photographer from around the Greenback area. And he said, I took a chance on the forecasted possibility of the auroras popping tonight. I captured a faint glimpse of the pink auroras at Turkey Creek Overlook on the Cherahela Skyway. Photo was snapped in the 8th hour just before the clouds moved in to the viewing area. And let's see what this one is. We've got another photo to share with you. This one is coming in from Heidi. Well, this is January 24th. 2024. Last year, we had snow on the ground. I'll tell you what, my friends, I really do appreciate you joining me this morning. We've had a huge crowd joining us this morning, so thank you very, very much. Don't forget to download the East Tennessee Weather app for your smartphone. Just go to your app store and search East Tennessee Weather. I post a lot of that information on social media. Follow me on Mike Witcher TV and or the East Tennessee Weather Facebook page. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and I've got YouTube, Roku TV, Amazon Fire for the big screens because not everybody wants to watch on their cell phones. And it's live online as well at easttnweather.com, at which point I will be having a new website being debuted here in the next week or two, hopefully. That is the goal. If you missed any of the forecast and you're joining me on the app, I will send you right back to the latest forecast brought to you by me and our local sponsors, of course. And you'll be able to get the latest forecast updates of what I'm thinking. Just know that it is going to be a mess. Travel's not advised. Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. We're talking about all modes of winter weather on the table, from rain to freezing rain to sleet, and yes, even heavy snow. Snowfall is not totally off the table. Just keep that in mind. I'm going to continue to fine-tune and refine the forecast as I get more high-resolution model in over the next 24 hours. So I hope you tune back in tomorrow for the latest updates on the forecast, or even tonight on the East Tennessee Weather platforms. I'll be debuting that. It usually drops at about 6 o'clock in the evening and typically about 6 o'clock in the morning as well. And if I need to do a noon update, I will definitely do that during like severe weather events and stuff like that. You get watches and warnings from the National Weather Service that GPS is your location so you can get weather anywhere in the country. I'm talking about the East Tennessee Weather app. You've got a lot of wealth of weather information on the interactive radar. The interactive radar gives you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours based on what's going on right now. I'm telling you, it's clean, simple, easy to use, and efficient. And it's all weather, only weather, except for some local advertisers that help keep the platform free for you every single day. Happy Hump Day, everybody. If you missed Ed Rupp, well, let's wind down the show with Ed Rupp himself. I'll see you back here tomorrow.
Wait for him. Wait for him. Bam! Now we slide all the way downhill to the weekend. The kids can get ready for school. And Debbie can take her shower.
There's a schoolboy standing up in front of an army, shoes in the mud and the wet paint twists and turns up the alley just like it should. So your colors, they start and it's stripping you